Hey everybody, this is A7X Fan Ben with another video here. I'm trying to cover a handful of suggestions from the survey results all at once here, from the video survey results that is. And you can take the survey if you want to. I'll try to have a link in the description below if you haven't taken it already. So, not that I'm not going to return to these suggestions in future videos, but this kind of covers a handful at a time, hopefully. So, short videos demonstrating tricks that can be done using a miniature, combos of miniature, and then tutorials on different strategies and maneuvers, and there's a few other ones that are kind of covered by this too. Yeah, strategies, perhaps fun scenarios, and then scenario play, a few turns of play to show how an effect would work, or show some next level play ideas. So that's kind of what I'm aiming for with this one. On my fan site, I have a page called Building a Fleet, and one of the types of fleets you can have is a home island raiding fleet, where you steal gold from an enemy home island. And to make it even more complicated, you can combine it with fog hopping, which is another gimmick. So this can be combined to make, in my opinion, one of the most complicated combos in Pirate CSG. It's not really that complicated of a game, so although this is complicated, the game doesn't get too much more complex than what I'm going to talk about here. So I'm actually using a fleet by Fimatine, a level 33 user at Miniature Trading. It's called Minor Factions Major Theft. It's a 40-point fleet, bumped up to 45 with a zero limit ransom crew, Lee Quinn from the Jade Rebellion. And I'll say, if you're a newbie, or if you haven't played too much, this might be a little bit complicated to understand at first. So it would make sense if you needed some time to understand it fully. So it's a home island raiding idea that combines fog hopping with home island raiding. So I'll try to explain in full here without skipping over too many details. And he talks about it in the fleet description. So let's take a quick look at the fleet here. So we talked about the Nimcha sails the enemy home island, creates a fog bank. So the Nimcha has SSS speed, so she's quick. And then it says reverse captains into it for safety. So what does that mean? So the smoke pot specialist allows you to place the center of a fog bank within S of the ship, and you don't need a target you don't need to be shooting at a ship in order to place the fog bank. You don't need a target to shoot at. And then here we have reverse captain. That's the name, that's shorthand for this ability. After the ship resolves a shoot action, she may move as a free action. So if you can shoot the fog out, then you use the reverse captain ability to move directly into the fog bank. This is a way to keep ships essentially invincible in a way. It sounds amazing, but you can't really, unless you've got targets all over the place when the fog bank disappears on your next turn, as it says in the text here. That's a key thing to remember with smoke pots. Unless you've got targets every time the fog bank disappears, it's kind of just a defensive strategy, usually used out of desperation sometimes, and you can kind of hop backwards in a way. It's kind of weird, but it is an interesting thing to say the least. So, but here it's for a different purpose. So meanwhile, the Noble Swan has a fog bank here in Homa Island. So the Noble Swan is a turtle ship here, and she's got a smoke pot specialist as well. I'm going to show you the tutorial here in a second. I've got Vassal up, and which the Hangman's Joke has entered. So this is where the Fog Hopper comes into play. So there's 3 ships in this fleet. This one is the Hangman's Joke. So if this ship ends her turn in a fog bank, on her next turn she may use her move action to move out of any other fog bank in play. So she's a fog hopper. That's where the ability shorthand name comes from. So if we've got 2 ships with smoke pot specialists, we can have both of them create fog banks on one turn, and then the Hangman's Joke can pop out of the other one on the following turn when the other fog bank is recreated, because they disappear at the beginning of your turn. So Hangman's Joke comes out of the fog by the enemy home island and steals gold. So that comes into play with the crew setup. So this is a cursed ship, and we need a home island raider. The cursed don't really have those in a crew. So we add Tabitha McWarren, who says crew of any nationality may use their abilities on this ship. That allows Grim the Savage to come aboard, and he has what I call home island hoard. So instead of just taking 1 gold, it says can dock at an enemy home island and take as much treasure as she can carry. That's where we get into the home island raiding strategy of this fleet here. So you combine it with fog hopping to make it even more devastating. This fleet is pretty fragile, so I'm the only vote on it. So you can vote on it in Miniature Trading if you'd like to. So I'm going to try to let me see if I can get Vassal up here, and then we can see how this would actually work in play, scenario play. So I've got this where I'm moving the ship here. Let's say that's my home island if I'm using this fleet as a combo. And then I'm going to say these coins here, I've just set up, this is just a mock setup. I'm not playing a game. I didn't even enter ship stats. Let's say I'm playing a Jade Rebellion fleet and they've got a ship at this wild island and a ship here. Maybe they just loaded some gold. They already have some gold at home. It's not too realistic. But anyway, so this is the Nimcha here. So let's say she's going to shoot out the fog bank within S of the ship. And then because of the reverse captain ability, she can move right into it. So now she's in the fog there. And then as per the fleet description, the Noble Swan has already created a fog bank with her own smoke pot specialist, and the Hangman's Joke is inside it. So now, per the Hangman's Joke ability, says on her next turn she may use her move action to move out of any other fog bank in play. So in that case, it would be this one. And here it gets a little tricky because it depends on where you roll, but let's just say we get a good roll here and we move out right there, and then the Hangman's Joke can move from there, and then I would dock at their enemy home island because I have Grim the Savage aboard, and then I could take all the gold I can carry. So this is pretty sweet. So now I can take the 2 coins aboard, and ooh, look, it looks like a 2 and a 6, so I've got 8 gold on the Hangman's Joke here, some stolen loot, and now I get to hope that my enemy doesn't attack me in the meantime. And then on the next turn, this fog bank would go away because the smoke pot specialist ability. But then the Nimcha can just shoot another smoke bank out, and then she can reverse captain into it so she doesn't get attacked. And then the Hangman's Joke. Let's say, okay, so let's say on their turn they're trying to come back, but they don't. Maybe they don't get in range. So let's just pretend they're over here. And then the Hangman's Joke is able to, on her turn, she moves back into here. And then on the next turn, she can come and pop out of this fog bank here. Per the fog hopping ability, this gets a little complicated because sometimes it doesn't always work. Sometimes you have to house rule the smoke pot specialist rules, I think, to make it work right. But anyway, it's a fun combo. It's more complicated than most, but I wanted to cover some of the different video suggestions at the same time to try to give an idea of a more interesting or complicated combo. So then if you fog hop back home, you could deposit the gold. So this can be really effective because you don't have to sail the Hangman's Joke or the home island raider all the way to an enemy home island, and you can use the defensive nature of fog banks to your advantage with smoke pot specialists, and then combine it with fog hopping to do like a teleportation stealing tactic. So again, this is one of the more complicated combos or fleet strategies, fleet types out there. It's not commonly seen because it's not usually all that practical, and you're probably going to get some ships hit in the meantime, or the opponent might catch on to you as soon as you reveal the first smoke pot specialist. Because fog hopping, that's not an ability that's seen on crew, so your opponent may see the ship ability of the Hangman's Joke, for example. So some strategies are difficult to hide because the abilities might be right face up on the crew, or on the ship deck plate, I should say. But anyway, so let me know if you like this kind of video, kind of a different thing I'm doing. I could definitely do more of this. I wanted to kind of reverse a little bit, kind of starting complicated, but that's all right. I've talked about the simple stuff for a lot of the time and on the other videos. So fog hopping combined with home island raiding, kind of complicated for pirates at least in terms of this game, but definitely an interesting strategy and one I'd like to try to use more. So it can be pretty fun, deceptive, kind of an evil little combo you can try out here. So leave a like, subscribe if you'd like to, and let me know what kind of videos you want me to see. Tell me if you enjoyed this one, if you want to see more scenario play or more strategy combos in general. So thanks for watching.